Welcome. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. Hope you're all doing well out there. Blessings and love to you all. Again, I'm not part of any religious belief system or secret society. I'm all about the truth. And when it comes to revealing this truth, I am not to hold back. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, we are part of something very unique. The things we are witnessing that parallel so much foretold us in the Bible. Being witnesses to an insane age, the final destination, hell as it's termed, where the clay, the carnal mind's been washed out of our eyes and we are awake and we are groaning inwardly, bursting at the seams. And many of us, we've gone through a lot. Now, before I get into what I want to share with you, I want to share what I am receiving at the moment. Again, record and document. So I was listening to this individual who shared this post. All right. Hopefully you can see it all right. Yesterday, 3 times we fly away. The way it come into my immediate environment, the way that this was presented to me and my attention was piqued. Father moving upon my waters. Pay attention. We fly away. 3 times yesterday. There's that 77 and the 53. I keep seeing 53 everywhere. Okay. I literally just paused that on 1 minute 53. And I'm aware of the 154 now, which is to do with the vowels and consonants of the Egyptian and Hebrew, the Greek, all overlaid and coming into understanding. I'm not going to talk about that. I ain't got time to talk about that. There's a wonderful aspect within me, thanks to the work of Father being done with me. I'm coming into a state of completion with the soul in its fullness, with the journey. I am very humble in a state of meekness and gratitude to Father for the signs that I am receiving. There's so much more I can tattoo on myself, but I've run out of room. And then Father's like, no, you have got it on you. You don't need to keep, should we say, terminate in a different way with this language. I'm like, okay. It's been full on. I've noticed with my videos, I've kind of just jumped on here and flowed with it, opened my heart a bit. I'm not, should we say, being so, what's the word? Serious, diligently careful in everything that I'm presenting. I've been somewhat exhausted in doing this for so long. In a state of relaxation, I'm just flowing. And afterwards, I've not even reviewed it. Nothing jumped out at me while I was doing the videos. I'm kind of in a state of, as long as I get the precepts, I've got to do a video. I'm crying out, Abba, deliver me from this present evil age. The things that's going on, I'm like, are you serious? I mean, I thought that I could, should we say, I could handle any type of insanities. With my upbringing and being in the British Armed Forces for 12 years, you know, the insane things that I would come across in this world, I thought I can cope with that. I've seen some things or two. But what's going on today, with the things that I've learned, with Father waking me up and taking me through these processes, it's disturbing to another degree, because I'm witnessing the states of mind of the individual that leads to absolutely horrendous states. And this can be a weight within itself. It's, should we say, terrifying, horrific, horrifying. When you can see what can happen to the individual if it wasn't for our Saviour, if it wasn't for Father sealing us, I think, oh my goodness me. This is horrendous to see a people go into such denigration. And I have these mental exercises with Father. I would never expected the world to go into such a denigration, a state of complete insanity. Even after everything I've gone through and the things that you showed me and the things I've experienced in this world. But today, this is another level, and this is demonic, and I see it. With a greater depth perception, the things I've learned, I'm like, now this is mystical. This is not the real world. We have definitely shifted to this age, witnessing it before we depart. I say it like that. Now again, I've got nothing but love and respect towards everyone, and I judge not. But with my maturity, I'm not stupid. I know what it is that I'm seeing, what I am bearing witness to. And it's heavy. The things I've learned, the things I've shared in this channel, you just wouldn't believe what's hidden in this channel from Father. Again, I'm so grateful and humble, but crying out for change, and I know it's upon us. As I've mentioned with Between Worlds, I also got to understand the symbolic interpretation with the cats, with Egypt, balance, walking between worlds. I'm learning things to a greater degree. And I'm saying to Father, I've shared so much from you, and many are not grasping it. You know, I'm getting tired doing these videos. And Father's like, you're doing all right. Keep going. I'm aware, going into the deeper, should we say, the meat of the mysteries, I'm going to be speaking another language, yet Father keeps inspiring me. You keep just sharing what it is that you are. Again, yes, we're on our own. I'm in this world on my own. And friends and family don't understand. I'm grateful I got such a wonderful mother who's been an absolute rock for me, and Father. They tell us there's all these people in this world, and I've never felt so alone. I know many of you can relate. This is the state the chosen ones, the hidden ones, foretold they were going to be in. And it's horrendous. I just want some type of normality. I'm life. I like to have a laugh, smile, play. I'm one of God's children. But I cannot play with the dead. I don't want to be defiled. And I will not, should we say, be engrossed in the things that the many are doing at the moment, because they're just on this train to pain and destruction. And I've shouted out again and again. And some of the things the things I'm hearing, I'm like, really? Do you know what you've just said? I don't even say nothing. It's crazy. I know it's going to pass away. The things that I'm going to share, many wouldn't accept. And yet, to me, it's given me insight into reality. It's more sane. It has to be sane and based in reality, the things that I share, rather that than what we have been in, which was a complete shadow-centric copy of artificial reality that was just enslaving, should we say, enslaving humanity, the individuals, to such a degree they cannot even see the profound darkness and deception that's imposed upon the mind through social engineering, which created our psychological makeup. Earlier, walking to the shop, I had this memory when I was a kid, when I was in the playground, and the teacher was describing how being in this sphere, Earth, spinning ball, how the clouds bow down, and you can see it. This was coming to mind. I do not like recalling the past, but it was strange the way that this come to mind. And I was laughing at myself. Of course, I've learnt so much. I know the true nature of reality. And you cannot put a shape or make a image of the world that you are in. Far from it. It's all light. It's all fluid. It's all consciousness. It's spirit. We abide in realms, traveling through the ages. That's the language we get. Remember, we live and move and have our being in God and God in us. And I love this. With the Mandela effect, many are talking about the strange glitches in reality and the insanities that's going on. Many are trying to fix some sort of image to it, make something they're comfortable with without just letting it go. What's important is what's in your immediate environment, knowing that this is a feedback loop to subconscious, and by your name and nature, by your wisdom and knowledge, by the new walls of the heavenly Jerusalem, built up within, so without. With your knowledge coming from the fruits of the spirit, the tree of life, you are protected and safe. The yoke is light. Everything's going to be all right. Of course, we are open and receptive to this, in which many look at us as insane, madman. Hence, I always make a point of saying I'm the mystic messenger. I'm a mystic. I can say whatever it is I want, whether you believe it or not. Because mystics are, should we say, generally known for being madmen. I'm one of God's peculiar people, and yet I know with all my heart everything I'm sharing is true, and I keep receiving confirmation again and again in everything that I'm sharing and receiving to share. I say it like that. Before I continue, Oscar, Dawn, blessings and love to you. I love your comments. You're doing absolutely amazing. Okay, let's get into this. Psalms, otherwise I'm just going to waffle on. And it's nice to open up a bit. I've been so passionate doing Father's work, getting these precepts across. It's nice that I'm somewhat relaxed, that I can open up a bit more in sharing what it is that I'm feeling. Because we got a heart of flesh. We are real. We are the solar beings. We belong to the Lord. All right, come on, get on with it. Psalms 89:37. It will be established forever as the moon and as a faithful witness in heaven. Connection with the moon. The moon is in connection with our soul, in connection with Virgo. It's the traveller. We are the travellers in a space-time continuum, moving through the ages, through worlds, literally. You just wouldn't believe it. Okay? There isn't just one world. It's infinite in its nature, in all its splendour, different frequencies and degrees, infinite states of good and evil, all the variants from the gross to the sublime, from the depths of hell to the heights of heaven, as told us in the Bible. You cannot make an image of the earth, because the more that you learn and grow, it makes this point about the ground that you stand upon. You in a cubic reality in your heaven and earth, the holy ground. If it's holy ground, then what is this ground in connection to? When you learn that the earth lasts forever and the states that we are foretold that we're going to be in, from the curse, then the curse reversed, from that which is the gross and the darkness, flipped to that which is of the sublime, holy, cleansed, etc. The earth that stretched out, that's the language we get, right? The heavens and earth, it's stretched out, infinite. There's a language that gives us an idea of the realm that we are in. But to really understand it, we need to understand our immediate environment, this temple of God, being termed a heaven and earth unto itself, okay? And the expansion of ourselves as we grow with knowledge, wisdom and maturity. So we'll get some sort of idea of what goes on with us traversing through a space-time continuum. the vastness of the mind of God, consciousness. I just paused that on 15 minutes and 3 seconds. Father's shouting out. So if someone says to me, Andre, yes, so many of my friends call me Andre. I'm Kenneth Andre, but my friends, because I'm ex-military, we always go by second name. I don't mind that. I like being called Andre. It's French. Okay. Andre, what shape would you give the Earth? I would say pick one. A cylinder, a torus, a square. Any of these would do. Or do you want some more? Shall I go deeper? I know plenty with the sacred geometry and sacred mathematics that can give you an idea of a shape that's desirable if you want. What? Is there not just one? One what? Earth. Who told you that? There's just one Earth. That's not what we're told. People look at you like you're crazy. Someone say, what do you mean? Well, if there's nothing new under the sun and we get the language, there's a new heaven and earth that comes down to us, then this is a new earth. Where's the other one gone? And knowing that the world's plural, created by the word's in the heart and on our tongue, there is many worlds and many earths, and you're trying to make a shape of one. You see what I'm saying? And I can go on and go on until you grasp it. And you stop worrying about it. And then you'll just see individuals are wasting their time trying to describe something you would never do, as though you're having a debate in a VR simulation, trying to convince someone they're in a computer game when they are believing that's reality. That's what I see in real time. Okay, so at the moment, we are in high watch. Now, I'll just say this. There's a reason why I've just shared all that with you, which I'm going to elaborate on in a minute. We're part of something very unique. And I know with what we are witnessing, to see the collective, this age is going to pass away, guys. Like I said, we move through worlds. Many just wouldn't believe it. I followed the pattern man, the man with a picture. Followed the patterns in the Bible, learnt of the patterns in the matrix. Those that open the matrix belong to the Lord. I'm fully aware, having scripture fulfilled in me, I've been going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb. Received the 8th eye. I've always known I don't belong in these particular timelines, knowing that something far grander and bigger is going on behind the scenes. We're part of something very unique. It's only through my awakening and the state that I'm now formed in, I have revelation and understanding, recognition, remembrance of that which is being innately, intuitively aware of, to that which I know now, with my conviction and faith to where I am going, regardless what it is that I'm seeing out there. Even with friends, the way that they are being and the individuals, sooner or later, I will see them again, perfect, total different creatures they are now. That may sound strange to many. And so I let the wicked be wicked and the righteous be righteous. I must keep going and share what it is that I've learned and received from Father and what it is that I perceive. Father is shouting out. I was listening to Blue Heaven, bless her. A wonderful individual. I'm aware she's still yet to grow with greater knowledge and revelation, but nonetheless she belongs to the Lord. And she mentioned about the tomahawk, hawk. I'm like, hawk, Horus, the kite, the rapture language, the Christ, hawk. Awesome. Regardless of the screen's interpretation and presentation, when it's in association with war, rumors of war, I'm like, yeah, that's the first earthly man, Adam. That's all it's relating to. You're not appointed to wrath. Father says, it's not my will to hurt you, but to give you a wonderful future that will prosper you. We are witnesses to the ages. I don't know about you, but I'm hearing a lot of strange sounds behind the screen. My immediate environment. Remember, those who look underneath the earth, the surface level of reality, you'll see so much more. And there's been these strange sounds and this strange vibration going through my body. Nothing to fear. I'm like, okay, something's going on. I'm just sharing and recording and documenting. Okay, so today is the 16th. Tomorrow is the 17th. I'm sharing this with you. I've been looking on Stellarium. Okay. There's the date. All right. Okay. Got to be able to see the screen. So we have Mars and Mercury in Libra. Now remember, to an individual like myself, these luminaries, the wanderers as I call them, they have transmuted from darkness to light for me, because I'm aware they're part of the framework of the spirit man within me. Rejoice, you heavens. The work the Father has done upon me, a transmutation of a lot of the attributes, the psychological makeup within me to be a new creature, were under the influences of the heavens, but this is coming to transformation through the atonement. And so there isn't a malevolent influence that would cause me to act as a reprobate, to be rebellious in my nature, because the forming of the sun is being formed in me, connected back to the source. These luminaries affect me, or should we say, are a part of me in a different frequency and vibration, especially in the state that I'm in now, more as signs, because the light of the Lamb is the light thereof. I say it like that. So Mercury, the activator, also connected with Christ. So is Mars. These are both termed as Horus in the ancient. Remember, I shared with you in my previous video, we're told in the Bible, go down the ancient paths, okay, to receive greater understanding of the mysteries so often foretold us in the Bible, in which many do not really understand. So Mercury, the activator, very powerful illuminary, okay, also connected with Christ. I cannot stress it enough. We have the sun next to Spica. This is harvest language in Virgo, with Venus now entering Virgo. A luminary of love, and so much more than that. We have the moon near Regulus in Leo, which is the crescent moon, which is fascinating because I'm learning more about the moon with the Egyptian ancient mysteries. They were so engrossed about the moon because it had an important role in their lives with reality, with the realm, the matrix they were in. It's under the sickle of Leo. Now remember, Leo is the hawk, the Sphinx restored. Many are not aware that the true head of the Sphinx is the hawk, the kite, the bird, all right? Jupiter in Pollux. This is one like the Son of Man on the cloud on the Milky River. With Jupiter in the shoulder, this is a very big sign in Gemini. In regards to this wonderful transformation, going into restoration and healing, because we bear the stripes of Christ, okay? And Jupiter has stripes. We also have our Swan comet in the south pole of the Octans, the instrument used for navigation, okay? This is the last constellation before it moves into the Birds constellation, and it remains there forever. Again, yesterday we fly away. I heard it 3 times. It came into my experience. The way it did, I'm like, okay, we're getting ready for a shift, a branching off, a transition over the threshold of the door that's in us. Our measuring rod went in, it erected our future. You are going to be brought up to a higher octave, to a greater sphere and age. Again, I'll share this with you. And this is in your Bible. You didn't think you was in the realm of the flesh, did you? You're in the realm of the spirit. Are you grasping this? I'm going to say it again because it's part of the mysteries. And you go deeper into this mystery, a great revealing thereof, going into the ancient texts. Learning symbology with the esoteric, it literally tells you. Of course, you don't grasp it at first. So let me say it again. You didn't think you was in the realm of the flesh, did you? You're in the realm of the spirit. That's if indeed the Christ be in you. If not, you walk around in darkness. Flesh gives birth to flesh. Spirit gives birth to spirit. And I talk so much about dark matter, the true nature of the garments of this light body, as told us in the Torah, in the original ancient texts. This body is a light body. It's also referred to as serpent skin, connected to the Leviathan. And this all belongs to the Father, and you are bought with a price. This becomes the dragon skin, thick-skinned, not bothered by all the insanities and the cruel nature. You are grown with maturity, strength. Father works you from strength to strength. And with this, should we say, serpent skin, the awareness of the light body, these are like robes, like garments. You throw them down, but you remain the same. Your years will never end. Symbolically, it's representative of the serpent. And you will shed this garment and put on a new, a death and rebirth. This happens so quick, many are not even aware that this occurs with them. With your knowledge, as we're told in the secret mysteries of Osiris, you're going to stop throwing these garments down. And Christ, the power thereof, transforms your lower degree of the body to a greater one, where you stick on corruptibility and immortality. You become immortal. Okay, not mortal, immortal, as you are going forward into the future. Now that's going to sound very strange. You get to a point where you remain in your prime. Okay, the reality, the real true reality is opposite to the reality that you've been in, where everyone gets old. You just go into regeneration and reversal back to a prime. This is told us in the Bible, our spiritual texts. Many just wouldn't believe it. And yet I back everything up I'm saying with scripture. I use it as a reference and authority that in the things I'm saying. But many are just not open-minded. Many are just not open-minded enough. They are elementive, which leads to pain and destruction, going by the old law, as told us in the Bible. Okay. I posted in my community tab a video from River. She is amazing. I like listening to individuals who are raw, direct, grounded, alive. I know she belongs to the Christ consciousness, a star seed. I see that. The things that River shares, my mouth drops. I've been doing this a long time, studying the ancient paths, going through mystical experiences, mystical periods of transformation, learning symbology, the esoteric, all the spiritual texts and sufis and gurus and mystics, the initiates, the amount of material that I've listened to. And I listen to River and things, some of the things she says, my mouth drops. I'm like, yeah, she's one of them. Bless her. She's amazing. She shares this card with us. I think that's amazing. And I mentioned about after the last blood moon, there is a door that's opened. And there's these other doors that are opening. We're part of something very unique now. We must keep watch because it's going to get more mystical as we go forward. I'm not going to apologize for saying that. I am watching for a wonderful transformation, restoration, blessings upon blessings, a transformation with everything. I'm aware, River, there's a few things that she says that I would see somewhat differently or use different models. Like she don't agree with this flash event. I know what she's saying. I agree in what she's saying to a degree. But many of us, we keep receiving these strange flashes. And every time if I get my earring in or flashes in my mind, my eye, I'm receiving a download. I'm receiving information because Father moves upon my water, I get this inspiration. I know exactly what subjects to talk about after the ringing of the ear or flashings in my eyes, and I'm paying attention to any changes. And I look at it as a signal for myself. Okay, I'm paying attention, being present. I get these sudden flashes. Right, pay attention. Then I get this inspiration, these thoughts that are not my sort of average train of thought. I know this is being received from spirit. It comes like lightning from the east to the west. But again, everything that River shares is spot on. And so I'll share it with you again. This card, right, into the new earth. Absolutely. Now, I know that River's name is in the Book of Life. By her stories that she shares, there's a pattern there. When she shared about this horrific experience she had where, let me make sure I turn this properly, where they were trying to section her, bless her. Well, listening to River, a pattern jumped out at me, which denote to me she's part of the Christ. For example, and you see this pattern in the Netflix 1899. I know what I've seen. I'm not crazy. You will see this scene. All right. And she shares with us this horrible experience where they're trying to section her. She was only there for a few days, and then they said there's nothing wrong with her, get out. She was going through a process of awakening, a transformation, as she shares with us. We get the same language in The Matrix Resurrection, where he says, we don't say that word here, crazy, okay, with the psychiatrist. These are God's peculiar people because they see, they are aware. Bear with me. Twilight Zone, okay. This, we definitely went through the Twilight Zone, this age of this presentation going on in real time with the recent years. I've got to be careful what I say and how I approach it. All right. 12 monkeys. Very allegorical. That's 12 constellations. It's from the future. All right. Going back in time to understand what happened in the past, which brought about a future. All right. It's very allegorical. Of course, if you pay attention and you know a bit of symbology, okay, when they're in this, should we say, hospital, be careful what I say, okay? He's referring to the world. I say it like that. And so I'm very grateful to River for sharing her experience. I've experienced many strange and mystical things with spirit, with this reality, strange anomalies with reality itself, as I've shared in the channel. Things I just wouldn't share with anyone else, yet I was bold enough to share it in this channel. And there's so much more. I was asking very early on, asking Father, show me how fluid the truth about reality. I want a real mystical experience. Be careful what you ask for. And boy, did Father show me. But I kept having more and more mystical experiences, and it just doesn't stop. And the Mandela effect, should we say, strange changes that happens with reality, this happens all the time. Like I said, for many of us, this is actually pleasing for us to see the changes going on. We love it that reality is not so rigid and fixed, because we know those positive transformations. Otherwise, reality will act like the shackles on you. When you know that it can't no more be shackles because you see its true nature, it's a freedom within itself. I hope that makes sense. Again, from Alice in Wonderland. Okay. The Mad Hatter. Have I gone mad, Alice? I'm afraid so. You're absolutely bonkers. But I tell you a secret. All the best people are. Alice in Wonderland is a big allegory. It's a truth drop. That's why it's even, should we say, presented in the movie The Matrix Resurrection. Okay, we're all mad here. Okay, where is here the age? And we get the depiction or the description of the age told us in the Bible, the esoteric, it's the allegories in our movies and music videos, etc. You are a traveller. Before 2012, the world was very different to what it is now. So where are we now? The final destination before we literally go through that. There's an aspect of ourselves that goes through that door and everything changes again. Be present, pay attention. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Okay? Even though the others think you're absolutely bonkers and crazy, this is the sound mind. It's them that are absolutely insane and crazy, bless them. And I've got nothing but love towards them. And I can't help but smile and laugh at them. I see them as children. With my maturity, I'm so grateful and humble and in a state of meekness myself. I hear what adults and individuals are saying, and I'm like, they're just asleep and it's childish in nature. I love them nonetheless. They're playing their roles. What can I do to be of assistance to make anything easier for them why they are asleep? All right? Don't fail the test, guys. Love is the truth. Where no other laws could be against. It will make the yoke light for you. Do not hate. Do not judge. Get rid of your pride, your rights. Trust in He that is greater in you than we that's in the world. We always walk with the Father, the love, wisdom, power, intelligence of the highest kind. Remember, where we are going, the whole humanity is happy. That sounds completely foreign and strange to individuals in this world. Try and tell them there's a world where everyone's happy, where there's love, life, beauty, prosperity, unbelievable freedom and liberty, love, wisdom, power and joy. They don't believe it. And hence where they are. As we're told in the Bible, Ephesians 4:18, they are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardening of their hearts. Your heart has got to become as flesh, where you become sensitive, sentient, aware, feeling from love again. With the age that we are in, as we're told in the Bible, with the things coming upon the world, with the age, many hearts, they faint, they become cold, hard-hearted. Okay. So there's many verses in the Bible that gives us a picture of those who are asleep, those who are awake. Those who are asleep, it's also translated as dead and insane. They're handed over to disbased mind, doing things they're not supposed to do. Man loves his evil, wicked ways. And when you learn more of the nature of the personification of the ego from accepting thought forms and ideas, it creates this alien, ugly form upon or with, integrated with the soul that literally permeates through the physical form, and by the fruits they bear, you'll recognize them. There's a lot that's going on with those with eyes to see, with reality. But when you understand the nature of it, you will understand the, should we say, state of the end of the age. I say it like that. With the individuals, the locusts that come out the pit, that language used in the Bibles for a reason, where you get to understand and you let the wicked be wicked and the righteous be righteous. There is a transformation that's occurring, a baptism by fire. And many are awakened. Many are coming into sentience, becoming, being, from nothingness. A great mystery as mentioned in the Apocrypha and the Bible. It's a marvel that an individual is literally born into existence from a matrix. Now you start to see why Father so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. The Son, by the way, that he puts in your heart, as told us in the scripture. I travel with you again in birth until Christ be formed in you. God is forever with you. Nothing can be separated from source. The 0 point, everything is emitted from it. And it's done for and through and by the Son. Of course, this has got to go through a process of forming. We are witnesses to it. That's what we're told in the Bible. Before the forming, there was no other God. There's only God. And afterwards, there's still only that God. You will be like he is, and you will know God in full after going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb with the resurrection of the Son in you. That's the true prophecy. Okay. So again, our swan comet is now in the octans, if I can say that right. The instrument used for ships. So we want to keep watch, guys. In the allegory, a truth drop in Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, Karma. Even with the Egyptian mythology, you'll see the end scene, they're going away in a boat. The same imagery we get with the end scene of iPet Goat 2. These are vestures, vessels, a ship, or it could be termed a spaceship or a rocket or a plane, etc. But for now, it's the ships that sail. All right. Abiding with the Lord in the air, there's going to be these mystical transformations that's going to occur with our lives. Restoration and healing. It's the end of the age, the end of the world. Where we get the language, it's the harvest, it's for the angels. Okay. Getting a bit of a dry mouth. Let me get a drink. Again, I'll share this with you before I go. The way this came up yesterday was amazing. Okay. The days of our lives are 70 years. And if by reason of strength, they are 80 years, but they boast is only labour and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. I kept hearing yesterday, fly away 3 times coming to my experience. 77, and I keep seeing 53 everywhere. Hopefully you can see that all right. Remember my 2 watches? Hang on. Remember I shared with you this? 77. Okay, the blue and the pink. The balancing of the masculine and feminine. Okay. So keep watch. There is a wonderful future that is coming to you. We are going to be delivered. The pool's coming out the deep. So I'm going to leave it there, and I will keep you posted, guys. Love you. Have a great day.